What is going on, YouTube? We have another tower update video, tower update number 8, and in our entire update series so far, this is by far our biggest video yet, so I'm really looking forward to going through this with you guys. We have some huge changes, and as you guys can see on the right side of the screen, we have now hit 50 Big Q lifetime coins. That's huge, and as you can see, our recent coins per hour, which is actually slightly skewed because we were doing a couple little mini runs, time killing runs, but we're at 84 Q an hour, which I don't know if you remember from the last video, we were at 46, I believe it was 46 Q. So huge changes, guys. Nothing else too much has changed on the stats page there that's significant. Got some stones with the tournament. Research number is a little bit higher because we've been doing some shorter labs, so that we're at just shy of 2.3 on that. And let's dive right into it, guys. We have a lot to go over. We're gonna just hop out of this, and actually we're gonna end this run. All right, guys, so our biggest change that we have to go over here is we have done a respec on our bots, and that's why the econ has jumped through the roof. So I don't know if this is the optimal route to go. It made the most sense for spending aspect, and then just having the bot and the gold bot synced up. Upon a little bit of testing, I think this range was good. I saved a little bit of metals in case I thought it was too small. Looked like it maybe could have used an extra click, but for the time being, I figured it's more optimal to go into the range for these two and just have these overlapping as much as possible. So definitely let me know in the comments if you think that there's a slight way that I could tweak this, that it would be a little bit more beneficial. I don't know if it was better to put a little bit more into the golden bot, but I put more into the bot than I was expecting. And this is basically where I had the golden bot before I ever respec the bot. So I think, not exactly sure, but I think this was a really good setup, and I mean, I'm really happy with where it is, but if I could squeeze a little bit more out of it, I can do that, because we do have a respec coming up here in a couple days. So that's our biggest change, and I'm ecstatic to show you guys here. So pre-bot respec, when we were still just using the golden bot, had a couple clicks into a few things that were kind of pointless in the bot, but then we were like, let's go all in on the bot with the flame bot and push the keys, right? So we had just touched 48 Q an hour before we did that, and right before we did this last tournament, our last run was 49.9 Q an hour, so more than before we ever did the respec. Our first run, and this is where I left the couple clicks that I ended up putting into the golden bot. I'd left those to see if we needed to add them to the flame bot. I hit 96 Q, and after I added those extra 2 clicks, 106 Q an hour. So I had predicted we were going to be somewhere between 80 and 100, and I was leaning towards 100, but I didn't want to be over optimistic about it. But it's exactly what we were kind of predicting, so that's huge. And you know, even look at this with the significantly lower bonuses, less damage, so I'm not killing as quickly in tier 8 in the higher tiers. I'm still pushing 55 on a farm setup, and this was just so I could kill some time. Really good stuff. Our guild is doing what our guild does. I've added a little bit random clicks here and there to summon, and we're working through these. I think I clicked this for the tournament. Normally I would click these, but I was like, I'll just take the extra attack speed boost. I mean, negligible amount, but anything helps, you know. I was really pushing to get those last 4 keys. So I got a couple through here. our workshop is set up. Another big change that we made recently is, which somebody mentioned in the comments, and I'm really glad that they did. They said 69.5, I believe it was, or 69.75 attack range for farming, and that works really well. I'm getting about 1.5%, 2% increase on my orb hits, and that's part of why my econ jumped up from 46 Q an hour to 48, 49 Q an hour. So that was actually huge. As you know, we don't click any of this stuff at all, max out and run, so we just kind of leave it blank. The only thing that we devo here is we devo the attack range, and we devo the shockwave size. Now, I do have two levels of free ups, and I use Black Hole Digester, so I don't need this click. I could devo something else, but I don't think it's as detrimental for me as a non-damage player. But also, I have accidentally forgot to what did I do? I forgot to when I was doing disco runs or something, I didn't lock the range. So yeah, it's just easier for me this way. Eventually, when I start dabbling more things, it'll make more sense. But same thing over here, and keep these on 5.7, 400. Just because I had now some extra coins, I just dumped a little bit more into here for no reason. Gonna keep pumping this up, to get this to 1.85 soon, which will be totally doable now that we're doing over a big Q a day. Allowed us now to get an extra click into that, an extra click into that, an extra click into that, and that'll be a more common thing now, that we'll be dumping clicks into the coins, which will in turn help us pump these up. So I think we're gonna pump this for 3 clicks maybe, and then I'll start working on these. Now here's the biggest thing. This is the biggest surprise to me, and I wasn't quite expecting it, and I really wish I wouldn't have got such difficult brackets, and I could have done this a little bit sooner. So one of my big things that I was concerned about was, when I take so much out of BotBot, how strong am I going to be with the with less damage reduction from the flame bot? We didn't lose any waves, so that just tells you my tower was strong enough where it was that I could have taken the econ out for farming, but I needed the damage reduction for the tournament. So no love lost there. It's what we needed to do. And on the plus side of this, I'm not going to see any temporary cell loss either. I was worried that I was going to have a little temporary cell loss until I got more into the enhancements and was able to push back up to the 11,000 range mark. Right off the bat, we're right there. So not losing any cells. That's going to be huge. I'll be able to periodically run a third 6x. We'll jump over to the cards now. Nothing's changed. Absolutely nothing. No, I don't envision anything changing anytime soon until we unlock another card slot in the vault, which I think we'll go over that in a little bit here, but I think there's some other things that are going to take a little bit more priority over that. As far as our modules, we're running our standard farm setup, getting pretty close to thinking that I should put one more level at least into the bands, because before you know it, this is going to be at 201, and it's going to be extremely expensive to re-roll those last levels. So I probably should do one more click in each. It's just especially for, I think is it core and defense, it's super expensive, the labs for those. So, but yeah, this is what we've been running. These last couple tournaments, we have been dabbling with the death penalty in place of the amp strike. It's actually served me really well. And also with that, I've used the shrink ray when there wasn't mass enforcement. So that's another interesting thing that I have been doing. It's just got some recommendations, and I saw some other people doing it. So that's why I tried it. It actually worked well for me. And I was looking at the numbers in the stat sheet, death penalty was killing over 15% each time. And I just had really bad luck with this. And maybe there was other aspects of my tower that just weren't optimized, and I was blaming it on death penalty, which is very likely. But these last couple times I've definitely used it, and it's done really well for me. So we'll jump over to the labs next, guys. Here's what we've been working on. I decided, so we've had now the ultimate weapon cooldown, or duration, pardon me. And I lose about a second or two of the chrono field and the black hole. Now, black hole is going to be very expensive to do anything stone-wise, so that's out of the question. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to do that with modules, and we should probably jump back over to that here in a second. But for the time being, I figure it doesn't hurt if I put 2 seconds into the CF duration, and I'm going to just see how it goes for like a week or two here and see how soon V29 comes out. I think I'm going to try to wait till V29 to do anything with my modules, but I'm 1 copy off here. And, you know, I'd really like to get this re-rolled into a farm setup and then a tournament setup, because if I did that with a tournament setup, I can put the cooldowns in here. Actually, yeah, we can look at this right now. Or, the durations, pardon me. So I can do the CF duration with the black hole duration, and then I will never have to worry about that again. I rock the G comp, so I won't have to worry about cooldowns, and durations will be handled. So that's coming soon. And we'll do that on a video, or we'll do that live. But because that'll be our next big change that we make. Aside from that, yeah, that's pretty much it with modules. We didn't look at the assists, but I haven't changed anything over here. I was thinking about this, and everybody kind of talked me down on that. You know, I still like the idea of this. But because I think that would really help with farming. Well, it would help with cell economy with farming. The other thing that you get with that is, even when I would have to use the G comp in the, well, I was just trying to think about how it would benefit me in a tournament aspect. But anyways, so I think we're gonna pump the brakes on that for a little bit, because we're gonna prioritize with our next tournament stones, depending on where we place. We're gonna do another click into the chrono loop. So that's kind of the next. That's our next stone spend, and then after that, I'm gonna go into the final click to get the second permanent swamp. So that, I think those two in combination will really help damage, primarily stuns though. So it'll just keep circling them through the stuns. Other thing that I've been thinking about is I should do another 2 clicks into this. Keep pumping up the econ with the GT Plus. I won't be doing another GT Plus click anytime soon. It's going to be very, very costly for me. So that's what we got over here, guys. And this way I can worry about the duration without spending stones. So I like that. I've heard that this isn't super worth it. I don't know how accurate that is, in all honesty. You know, I haven't touched the bonus for this in a long time. I think the ROI on that is poop. And then at some point, I think it would be beneficial to do another click here, but its effectiveness is not quite what I thought it would be. But again, that's a long time from now, considering everything else that we want to do. And we're going to have to really just see what happens with V29, because V29 is going to be the deciding factor on a lot of things, like what's going to be the new meta, what changes are they going to make that we have to overcome. So there's a lot of variables that it just makes sense ultimately to wait. So that's what we're working on now. Two levels here. We'll get this to 23, and then I'll go back into a swamp lab. This is just because, I mean, I figured 3% is not really even worth having, but I keep the death ray in all the time, and the extra damage helps a lot overall. So, getting close on the coin skill bonus, not too much longer on that. And I think as far as the next econ one, that's going to end up being the assist module bonus. Get those extra percentage into the multiplier. And then, like I said, I think we got to start thinking about another level into each of those sometime soon. I don't really know what time frame I can expect to hit 201 on all those, but it should be coming up fairly soon. I'd imagine a couple weeks. I've also been thinking that should I be saving up stone gems to put a couple lab rushes on here. I don't know if I run it for like a week and then lab rush it and then just kind of rinse and repeat on each level. So I'm not spending everything on gem rushing, but I'm at least getting through them, because of all the regen labs, it's one of the most valuable ones. And, you know, another 40% wall regen is going to be absolutely massive for me, or 50%. So, and then as I mentioned in one of the last videos, we are just going to kind of alternate these as they get more expensive, until they're all maxed out. So we can take a look. I got a lot of clutter in here right now, just so I don't forget about certain things. I haven't touched these discos in a bit. I should, especially that defense one. I definitely need to work on that as an EHP player, but it hasn't been a priority for me because I feel like my health is in a pretty good spot. However, as I get later into where I die, I definitely take the bigger shots of health, and that's where that would really come into a big benefit. So it's on the list. It's on the list. These swamp labs are just really taking a long time to get through, and I'm committed to getting them knocked out. And I think I'm going to just pump this up to 20%. I think I'll pump it to 20% because I think it's 30 levels. So that won't take too long. And yeah, and then as this gets up to like 9-10 million, I'll slot the third 6x in for a little bit. So guys, that leaves us with our big news of the day. Here is the big thing that we have been waiting for. We're doing this together. Oh, so we finally did it, guys. Finally got and it wasn't even like we got an easy bracket. I mean, we did finish 12, but man, 1193 was good enough for 12, barely, but it wasn't an easy bracket, I'll tell you that. I think it was, what was it, like 1030 or something was keys. So yeah, it was pretty tough bracket, and the last couple brackets that we got were really challenging. We didn't get keys, so we finally did it, guys. As far as where we'll go next, if we do happen to perform good enough, which I'm not really expecting that, our next push here is pushing our enhancements in the workshop, bumping up the econ, bumping up the health, getting to a point where we can really dump a lot in during tournaments. So where do we go from here? Something that I think would really benefit me would be to get this, because I literally never use it. I never remember to click the button. I clicked the button this last tournament, and honestly, that saved me. I mean, I would have got 13th if I didn't use it on that last run. So that's something that would make demon mode actually beneficial. I think as far as an economy standpoint, I don't really know, guys. Workshop presets is great, but I think, you know, the overall consensus is to try to get to the bot presets, but, you know, that's a lot, and we'll have to just see how we perform before we set our eyes on something like that. You know, we are getting to a point where a card slot could be beneficial, but I think maybe, yes, we can get a card slot for 15. Cheaper respecs would be huge. But we have a lot to decide over there, and we're not really sure where we're going to go in that aspect. But the huge thing that we have is now our auto restart. I really thought that our runs would get a little bit shorter, but they're still going to be 11, 12 hours, you know, in that range. It'll be interesting to see moving forward where our average tournament performance is. I was saying our average was about 1,000, like our average minimum was about 1,000, and I think, man, I don't think I'm gonna lose a crazy amount because I put more into the bot than I was expecting by a good amount. So we'll get the CF Plus upgrade, we'll get the Poison Swamp upgrade, and we will see where we go from there, guys. Appreciate you guys watching. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. Look forward to growing together. I think that's all for today, guys. Catch you on the next one.